Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Tuesday. This is Game Day Live, coming to you live from inside the bunker in an undisclosed location, beautiful New Jersey, and suffocating somewhere in his car, in his automobile. It is Vinnie Parise, which I'm not allowing him to put the windows down right now. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils take on the BJs tonight at the Rock. Sorry I'm not there, folks. Life happens. I wish I was at American Whiskey right now for this big game.
I heard Brett Pesci's dad is at American Whiskey tonight, too.
Is it his dad or brother? We're not sure.
That's actually a great question. Assumed it was his dad.
Yeah.
Could be his brother. Great question.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to hook up with him and see if we can get him on the podcast at American Whiskey, 51 Edison Place, across the street from Prudential Center next to Championship Plaza. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. The Devils need to build on their victory against the Philadelphia Flyers. It's time to start streaking. It's time to start creating momentum heading into the playoffs, or at least clinching a playoff spot and trying to get as high a seed as possible. I'm not sure if Carolina can hold on, but you've got the surging Blue Jackets. I wouldn't say surging right now, but they're just hanging around. They're hanging around. And these are 4-point games. And if you got two of them, to me, you've got 8 points on this table right now. You can get ahead. 3-point games are in play at times with tight games like this. So it should be interesting, Vinny.
It sure will. And 2 games in a short amount of time. They're like within 10 days of each other, the 2 games between the New Jersey Devils and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And even when the Columbus Blue Jackets struggle, or vice versa, these are always good games, I feel like. 2 Metropolitan Division rivals looking to make it to the playoffs this year. Different paths to the playoffs, for sure. Columbus came into the season seen as a lottery team. The unfortunate passing of Johnny Gaudreau is not only detrimental in terms of human life, and we all miss him deeply. He, by all accounts, was a great human being, but he was also an elite player and Columbus's best forward by far. And so coming into this year, when you remove him from the lineup, from a hockey point of view, it's like, man, they really are in trouble in that sense. And they've played so well for their teammate, and I do believe in them, and I wish them well. When they're playing the Devils, of course not. But I wouldn't mind if they're that 8th team that squeaked in, especially if it meant the Rangers missing the playoffs, who happen to play the Winnipeg Jets tonight too. So really, the Devils can do themselves a big favor tonight because 2 of New Jersey, New York, and Columbus are making the playoffs. 1 of them will be out. And I guess there's a slight chance 2 of them are out, but I don't buy Detroit. I don't buy Montreal. Boston, I don't know. I don't think so, especially after trading Marchand. So I really think 2 out of 3 make the playoffs between the Devils, Rangers, and Blue Jackets. The Devils can really put themselves in a good spot, especially if they Jets beat the Rangers simultaneously with the Devils beating the Blue Jackets tonight. That would go a long way. So, yeah, to say this is – I saw on Money Puck had a regulation win for the Devils skyrocket their playoff chances to 93%, and losing in regulation drop it down to 80%. That's a huge swing for one March 11th regular season game. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Joey B is giving you props, Vinny. Vinny with the headset and connectivity from the car. LOL, nice. He said if Vinny went through a drive-thru right now, it would be epic. Hey, you know what? We should do that one day.
Yeah.
We should do that.
I would probably make myself have a little safer of a setup. Yeah. I don't think I would be able to safely go through a drive-thru right now, but I think I could make that happen. Maybe a little more prep on my car setup. I mean, I put together what I'm doing right now in less than 5 minutes. I was at Extreme Audible. I was supposed to be in a conference room doing this, and it was getting vacuumed. So I called an
tell you,
audible and brought it to the car.
I'll tell you what. This is why the Primetime Radio Studios is so mobile centric, because that's how we do the podcast from the bar. Sometimes we do it from the car. Sometimes we do it in the middle of the street. Sometimes we do it on a moving car. So
yeah.
And one day,
remember when I did it on a floor? I've done it on a floor. The ridiculous places I've done this show from are just
I've done it
insane.
I've done it in the middle of Times Square post game after the Devils played. And I took a caller as well. I took a guest caller. I believe it was former PA announcer Kevin Clark called in while I was in the middle of Times Square, literally in the middle of Times Square. That's how dedicated
Devils
we are.
Coverage, full-time Devils coverage, no matter what.
And this was before the pandemic.
Five guys.
This was before the pandemic, by the way. So we were experimenting different things.
Absolutely.
But I love being mobile. I love being where the fans are.
Yep.
Joey B says, Sam with the blue Gatorade as the Blue Jackets game is upon us. WTF. Look, I had the red Gatorade on at the point. I didn't have any left. Sorry.
People think that way? That's interesting. You have to drink the color of your favorite team on game day? What if you just like blue? I like blue Gatorade better, and it's not particularly close.
It's Penn State blue. It's not Columbus blue, okay?
Your baseball team's blue, too.
Yeah, the New York Mets, the New York Football Giants,
3 of my 5 teams are red and black, which is nice. But the other 2, one is black and white, and the other is navy and orange.
Well,
really, depending on the year, I could be wearing every color.
I was going to ask you, what are your thoughts of Justin Fields going to the New York Jets?
Poor Jets fans.
They
let Aaron Rodgers ruin their team. I don't think so. He's not terrible. He's not the worst thing, of all time. He just can't throw or read defenses as well. His ability to throw and read defenses doesn't match his athletic ability. If it did, he'd be all world.
He'd be like Jaden
incredibly
Daniels.
Athletic.
Like Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, but Jaden Daniels, the ceiling for him to run an offense is just so much higher than Justin Fields is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well,
and the Jets just aren't a place where I would expect him to find something with his abilities that he does have. Like if he went to Minnesota and worked with Kevin O'Connell, or San Francisco and worked with Kyle Shanahan, then I would be like, all right, maybe they can unlock something in him. The Jets, they let Aaron Rodgers ruin their franchise, set them back multiple years. Yeah. It's not the franchise you go to revive your career. I don't know. I digress. This is a hockey show.
Well, it's funny.
But I'll talk football all day, too.
Funny. Indiana Jones, right? Daniel Jones signs with the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah. I don't know about that one either. I would have went to the Vikings if I were him.
Well, right now, the New York Football Giants only have Tommy DeVito on the roster at the moment. That could change during the draft, but I hope they get Travis Hunter. But anyway, enough about football.
Travis Hunter would be sick for the Giants. Don't draft one of those guys.
Blue Jackets, Devils. The Devils just right now they're without Jack Hughes. We know that they're without Dougie Hamilton. They're without Jonas Siegenthaler.
Mm-hmm.
But right now they still. Cody Glass had a nice first game there. I've always liked Cody Glass. I thought it was a good pickup. It's not a sexy pickup. It was a good pickup.
Cody Glass was there, or he was the Vegas Golden Knights' first ever draft pick, if I remember correctly. He was the 6th overall pick when I was there in 2017, when the draft was at United Center, and the Devils took Nico Hischier first overall. I believe Cody Glass went 6th to Vegas. So now he's on New Jersey with Nico. He was a first-round pick for a reason. Tons of skill under the hood. It's just a matter of putting it together. Hey, that awareness to take the shot when he did and score a goal. If he could be a bottom 6, don't look for first-round pick Cody Glass. Think about there was a player on the Devils halfway through last year. He got taken off the team for off-ice reasons. I don't know if we want to say his name. He's like Voldemort around here. from a hockey point of view, he was a guy who didn't live up to being the 11th overall pick, but he carved out a role that was really important to the team while he was there. Now, get him off the team after, for what he did, whatever. I'm all about that too. But before we knew all that, it was obvious that he was carving out an NHL career based on certain skills. Cody Glass could do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Those who follow my Blackhawks content know I feel the same way about Lucas Reichel. Reichel's not living up to being a high first round pick, but can he be that fourth line forward that wins, draws, plays defense, whatever? Accept your losses and take them for what they are. That could be Cody Glass. We'll see. It'll make more sense next year if they keep him around when Jack Hughes is back.
Yeah.
So, and you got Holla going now. That's nice. Same thing with Mercer the last 2 games.
Joey B says a couple things. The Giants Devils Saturday afternoon, evening doubleheader back in the day was epic. Yeah, the best time I ever had at the Meadowlands with two teams. It was the Giants' last game of the season, I think in 2002. I think it was 2002. Giants-Eagles, last game of the season, win and you're in game. 1 p.m. Eastern start. But I believe that may have been on a Saturday, not a Sunday. I believe it was on a Saturday because it was last game of the season. And it went into overtime, and I think it was Jay Feely that kicked the field goal. I believe it was Jay Feely. No, it was Matt Bryant. I think it was Matt Bryant. I think he was a rookie. Jay Feely, I don't know if Jay Feely was on. Anyway, so kicked the game-winning field goal. You win in overtime over the Eagles, and then we went over the cattle bridge, that infamous cattle tunnel, and walked over, tailgated at Continental Airlines Arena, and the Devils played the Washington Capitals 8 p.m. start, and that game went into overtime, and the Devils won.
Wow. That's awesome.
Now, how I got and I wasn't even supposed to go to the Giants game. What happened was Wayne Action Jackson. This guy's a stud. He's a great hockey player, playing hockey with him, but the guy's just a stud. He knows everybody. He's like, "Hey Sammy, we got 2 tickets. You just need to get here." It was like 11:05 a.m. and it's a 1 p.m. game. And Jersey traffic. You've seen it, right? So I got up, picked up my friend. When we got there, the lines were so long to get into the parking lot, and they're like, "Dude, we got a space for you." You know what I did? 4-wheel drive, and I off-roaded over the curb in front of the cops and just went in. Nobody did anything. I parked for free, no less. Got the tickets, and I was on the 50-yard line, like row 20.
Wow.
Yeah. That was one of the best games I've ever seen. And that was the game Jeremy Shockey caught that ball. Anyway, I don't know why we're talking football on a hockey podcast right now, but
I can tell you I am like very, very, very impressed with your memory based on what I'm looking up right now. I mean,
how accurate is that? It was January.
Oh,
right?
My goodness.
Tell me.
I'm getting the Devils results to a T. I just want to make sure I
maybe
have
it
the
was
Devils
Jay
results
Feely
correctly.
that was missing field goals for the Eagles. I don't know if he played.
No, you had
Matt Bryant. Was it Matt Bryant? Or was it Jay
against
Feely?
the Eagles? I don't. Here, let me find. I could click the box score. It was a 10-6 victory. Or no, the score was. It doesn't show me the score. Wait, this will show me the score.
This is
It was
amazing.
10-7 Giants. 10-7 Giants. Matt Bryant hit a 39-yard field goal to win it.
In
the
overtime.
Giants' only touchdown.
Was it in overtime?
Yes, it was in overtime.
Yeah.
Yep. Jeremy Shockey had the Giants' only touchdown in regulation, obviously. Some details about that Giants team. They went 10-6, second in the division. They lost in wild card round by 1. They lost 38-39. So that's crazy. and that was December 28th. So we come over to the Devils that season, and
It's the Washington Capitals.
they played the Washington Capitals, and
Was it Sergei Brelin or Patrick Elias that scored the game?
They won 2-1 in overtime. The goal scorers were...
I forgot. I knew I was excited that night.
In regulation, Christian Berglund tied it in the second period. Then Scott Niedermeyer won it in overtime on the power play, assisted by Patrick Elias.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, I knew Elias had something to do with it because I think he had a point streak going. So,
yep.
But yeah, that was like the greatest time I've ever had at the Meadowlands. I mean, it was the best 12-hour of fun. And you know what? Can you imagine if I started tailgating it back in those days? The gates didn't. You could go in at like 4 a.m. and get away with it. Back in those days.
Yeah.
But and then that's the other thing too. When I did my little off-roading, I ran over every single orange cone to get to where I needed to be. That's how determined I was to get there. Because back then we didn't have we couldn't send each other tickets through email. No.
Yeah,
paper tickets. Sam, you better get here. We're not waiting forever. Okay. 4-wheel drive in the Jeep Cherokee. I had a Jeep Cherokee. Or was I driving a Grand Cherokee? No, I was driving a Jeep Cherokee, 4-wheel drive, 4.0 straight 6, and I was just like, I was running over. I just did not care. And I miss it. That's the one thing I wish I can find that car. That my old Jeep Cherokee was amazing.
Money. Love that.
Yeah, it's
very cool.
Yeah. I graduated Joey B a lot later than 1989. Let's see here. Does Woo got a fish tank? Yeah, because my fish tank was on display for that run with the Devil. Devils, that thing we did a little with Trey Matthews and Daniel last night with Ace. So I had my fish tank on display, and people remember that, which is pretty funny. Mark Schwab from Switzerland. Sorry.
No, Mark Schwab. What does he have to say? I love hearing from Switzerland.
How are the Swiss francs doing? I don't know. Currencies are changing left and right. But anyway, Markey versus Mers Lincoln, says Justin Lanham.
That is correct.
Interesting. Joey B says, Vinnie, I've seen Connor Bedard play in person here in Denver against the Avalanche 4 times. I'm convinced he's not the guy. Needs a supporting cast around him. Trade him in 3 years? Question mark. I think that's too premature.
Do you want me to get deep about a Chicago Blackhawks player real quick, or
I got blue Gatorade to sip on. Go right ahead.
Connor Bedard is sensational. Nathan McKinnon said it best yesterday. I wish I had as many points as Connor Bedard at 19 years old. He would have broke 1,000 a long time ago. Connor Bedard has been a sensational teenager. He's been one of the best teenagers in NHL history. He wasn't quite Sidney Crosby. He doesn't have the... I don't know. Crosby was bad defensively and bad at faceoffs too early on. And I don't think rookies have 100 points anymore. The way Crosby and Ovechkin did, McDavid didn't. McKinnon had like 30 points in his third season. Bedard's going to have way more than 30 points every season of his career. I'm not saying he's going to even be McKinnon necessarily, but can he put up the similar numbers to a Jack Hughes, who I think we all can agree can be a best player on a Stanley Cup champion team? Every star needs a supporting cast. Look how rough Jack Hughes' numbers were early in his career. Connor Bedard, through 150 games or however many he's played, has been better than Jack Hughes through his first 150 games, and we know what Hughes is.
Yeah.
I don't think Bedard has Hughes' skating. I don't know if he'll ever have the beautiful edge work that Jack Hughes has when he's at full speed. Sometimes it even causes him to slam into boards with Jack Eichel and end his season. He needs to work on awareness, I think, a little bit. But Jack Hughes also doesn't have Connor Bedard's shot right out of the gate. He had to develop it more. So, no, I think Connor Bedard is just fine. I love Connor Bedard. Nicest kid of all time, too.
Wow. Tom thinks that you're living in your car right now, the life of a podcaster, says Joseph. Are you living in your car right now? Is there something I need to know, Vinny?
No, I'm not living in my car, but you could actually see one of my work buildings right over,
wow.
over there.
Wow.
So I
Wow.
work too many jobs to live in my car, to be honest with you.
You know, Vinny, there was a period of time in my life, in my early 20s, I just wanted to kind of run away and just go in my Jeep.
Totally.
And just live out of my Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
And go to Alaska somewhere and just start fresh. Nobody knows who I am other than I got Jersey plates. And just live off the land. Live off the land.
Sounds amazing.
Then once I heard that there's a lot of mosquitoes in the summertime in Alaska, I was like, yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'll
Jersey's
stay
not so
indoors.
bad. We have Taylor ham.
Yeah.
It's all good here.
Yeah. Do you really like Taylor ham? Being from Chicago?
I love it.
Dude, it's amazing, right?
I love it so much. Every time I'm there, I make sure, like, I know when people come to Chicago, they get Portillo's, like, first thing. And they actually built one outside of O'Hare now just for that. But yeah, it's the first thing I do when I get there. I
got to bring Taylor ham to your wedding. We're gonna sneak
yes.
it in.
Yes.
Cocktail hour. Just like slip the guy at 20 and be like, "Hey, can you fire this one up?"
If I have Taylor ham coursing through my veins when I say I do, then I would know a true love is for real and it will last forever.
Yeah. Yeah, I
feel like I know that anyway, but like Taylor ham would confirm it.
Yeah. Max says the mosquitoes in Alaska is brutal. I look.
Would have never thought.
I'm not a big bug guy. It just so happens one of my good friends, Bill Clement, used to do a commercial, Deep Woods Off. You ever see them? Where he's like spraying mosquito spray on them and all that bug spray, all that. It's all over YouTube. Just
yeah, I'm gonna have to Google or YouTube it.
Yeah.
I will too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, with the shirt off and, and Bill's like low tone voice. Oh, this prevents all mosquitoes. Rah, 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 whatever he said. Mark Schwab says trade Nemec. I would agree. I'm done with him. Like, I was so done with him when he was drafted.
Well, you wanted Logan Cooley, so you declared war on Nemec.
Well, that and plus, Joey B. Sam Wu was on the cruise ship. No mosquitoes in Alaska on a cruise ship at $1,400 a night. LOL. How do you know it's $1,400 a night, Joey B? AJ Visco says we got Taylor ham in Publix. Make it every weekend. Yeah, you know what? Down in Florida, where my parents live, they live in the Disney area. Let's just say there is legitimate Taylor ham at Publix, and that's Publix listening to their customers, knowing that a lot of transplants down there.
I was going to say, if there was a place to have Taylor ham that wasn't New Jersey or Philly or New York, because I know they're close enough, it would be Florida. Because I feel like Florida has a lot of Chicago things, too. A lot of Illinois people go to Florida and Arizona. And I know there's a Portillo's in each, too. So.
Well, let me tell you this. Cody Glass, he's a centerman, right?
Yeah, I prefer him at center.
Yeah, prefer him at center. And Max is saying Logan Cooley rant incoming. So let me just spell it out for you. If the Devils were healthy and they had Logan Cooley instead of Simon Nemec, down the middle, Nico Hischier, Jack Hughes, Logan Cooley, and Cody Glass. Don't tell me you wouldn't be smiling.
Oh, without question. Logan Cooley's a stud.
He's awesome. Stud. He was the best available.
Yep, I watched him in college. He's unreal. I mean, the Coyotes took him ahead of Shane Wright. Shane Wright was supposed to be the number one pick. He wasn't even the first forward taken. because Logan Cooley went 3rd overall.
Select a Boy. He says, hell,
Or
they
second
sell.
floor would take it.
Select a Boy says, hell, they sell Chicago-style deep dish pizza in Florida, but he just gave me an idea. This would be exclusive at American Whiskey one day. How about a Chicago deep dish with Taylor ham on it?
On it? Oh.
Think about that one.
Yeah.
And I'll have Frank
it would
the
have
Tank
to be
figured out.
Yeah. The Taylor ham would have to be cooked to perfection, but I'm in.
That would be interesting. That would be
little
interesting.
Chicago. You could call it the Vinnie pizza, like the Chicago New Jersey mix.
Yeah.
A person could be from 2 places at once.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen that happen before. You know, a Selective Voice says, and Shane Wright is a stud too. Do you like Shane Wright? I think Shane Wright's doing just fine.
He just scored his 15th goal of the season yesterday, which for not starting the year in the NHL, that's not terrible. I think he could really develop into like a really good NHL player. Do I necessarily see him as a top line center on a Stanley Cup winning team? No, but can he be a Dylan Strome type where he's like a really, really good second line center? Maybe if everything falls into place on a team like Washington, he could be a number 1 center if he's playing with a guy. I mean, Ovechkin's a unicorn, but if he was playing with like a real good goal scorer, real good setup man, yeah, absolutely. I do like Shane Wright, actually. It took him a long time. Seattle was patient with him. You know, the New York Rangers weren't as patient with Capo Caco or Lafreniere as they Seattle Kraken were with Shane Wright. I mean, up and down with the Seattle Thunderbirds, like they've done well with their development of him.
Yeah. Just Alana said, Chicago deep dish in Texas is like Chinese food, not from China. I would agree. The food, I know my Chinese food, by the way, and whatever is Chinese food in this country is not really Chinese food. It really
Totally.
It's Americanized. And I'm sure Italian food is the same way. But I've always had this conspiracy theory argument that Marco Polo stole from my ancestors to bring it to your ancestors.
I thought that was like confirmed. I didn't even think that was a conspiracy theory.
Oh, yeah, it is confirmed. But I was trying to make it like a conspiracy theory, you know.
Well, we know you love your conspiracy theories. Italian food in the U.S. is built around pasta. In Italy, pasta's a side. You never get it as a main dish like you do in the U.S.
Yeah. So
that's the main difference to me.
Yeah. Let's get to predictions. Predictions, folks. Because this is the new BJs right now. They are everybody has them in their heart right now.
Yep.
And the BJs are just hanging around. They're just hanging around. And Vinny, did you know that there's the new version of this beer at American Whiskey right now that's on tap?
So I've heard.
Yeah, it's the 2.0 version, but I forgot what beer that was. Crap.
Let me think. I think it's the presenting sponsor of predictions on Game Day Live.
You know what?
I just had and crew brew. Don't fall off your chair.
Hey, you know what? You're in a car right now. I always said it sounds like you're in a Formula One race when you do it.
And crew. Me. I was trying to hold it in. I let it out.
Joey B says Marco Polo Restaurant in Summit, New Jersey. Best bar pie in North Jersey. I will have to go. I'm not a big fan of Marco Polo. You ripped us off. Survey says 3-1. Devils. Blue Jackets. Blue Gatorade. It says Joey B. 4-3. Oh, so it's saying Blue Jackets 4, Devils 3, Blue Gatorade. 4-0 Devils, says Joseph Lenham. Number 1 to 1 Devils. Okay, all right. The BJs are hanging around. Sam Wu just went there. Yeah, you got to go with the BJs. 3-1 Devils. Corbin says 5-4 Devils in OT. Max says LMAO. 4-2 Blue Jackets says Nick Adams. Max says 3-1 Devils. Mark Schwab says Siegenthaler is fragile too. He is. 3-0 Devils, says Jim Norton. The prediction's coming in. 3-0 says the law offices of A.J. Visco, who gets his Taylor ham at the local Publix in Florida. A.J. Visco. Oh, what kind of car are you driving? Are you driving a Toyota today?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is a Hyundai Elantra.
Okay. I was hoping it was be a Toyota, so we can plug Town Toyota in beautiful Edgewood, New Jersey.
All right, yeah, it's a Toyota.
Oh, yeah.
I
beautiful Edgewood, New Jersey. Go to David Decker. Yes, that David Decker.
Love David Decker.
He
made a very funny video for me when I was in for the Stadium Series.
5 goals are going to be scored today. Oh, boy, says Jay Snow. All right, let's get to our predictions. We're running out of time here. Running out of runway.
We are. I got to drive home to watch the game. I want to watch the game too, people. Let's go.
Yeah. So, what is your prediction?
I'm going to go 3-2 New Jersey Devils.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
3-2 Devils? Okay.
3-2 New Jersey Devils over the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Okay. Respectable. Very respectable. I'm going to say I'm going low scoring. 3-2.
Same. We got the same score.
3-2.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm not trying to be a copycat, but
I honestly think you forgot my prediction in the 5 seconds between us making them. I'm ready to do it.
I've been told by many people that I have the memory of a goldfish.
Like Ted Lasso says, be a goldfish, Sam.
Yeah.
Be a goldfish.
Yeah. I wish. The BJs. Hopefully they beat the BJs. Steve Engel, he drives a Nissan. Big Steve Engel, I can't wait to see you on March 22nd at American Whiskey. We're going to have a big Steve Engel fan club waiting for you at American Whiskey before the game. Cannot wait for that.
Good.
Cannot wait for that. There are a lot of Hyundai fans. It's not a bad car. It's not a bad car. I mean, years ago, it was like you get made fun of being driving a Hyundai or Yugo, if you remember that. Remember Yugos?
It's got a little sporty look to it on the outside. I don't know. I'm happy with it.
Let's hopefully the Devils beat the BJs tonight. We're going to have Devils After Dark after the game. Scotty, a Sirius XM Liquid Metal, and I will talk about what transpired at the Rock. I feel good about this. Emotions are running high. The Devils want to come out with some pizzazz tonight in front of the home team fans. You're on a 1-game winning streak. You don't want to let the BJs hang around and just squeak into the playoffs. Now is your time to shine. Take advantage of these opportunities. All righty. Well, thank you, Vinnie. Thank you to all those tuning in. Dropping the podcast in 20 minutes. Enjoy the game, everybody. Till next time, let's go Devils.